In this video I'm going to show you how to make a simple pouring bowl. It's a bowl with a spout. Some people call them batter bowls. I like to call them egg whippers when they're small like this. You go ahead and whip the eggs and pour them straight into the pan. There's a few techniques involved in making these little pouring bowls, but for the most part you just want a nice curved bottom and a slight tilt in. That's going to guide the material, eggs and or batter out the side. I use about 2.5 pounds of clay for this. But I've made batter bowls with all the way up to about 10 pounds of clay. One more thing about centering: when you're centering, you really just want to keep your right hand all the way down against the wheel. And you don't want the clay to escape out the sides. Compress the bottom. When I'm making pouring bowls, I like to have the rim a little bit thicker, and then I literally try to pull the rim in towards the middle of the bowl. Remember, the curve of a bowl is about the most important feature of any bowl, is a nice curve. And I'm going to chamois down the rim with a sponge, my hand, or a piece of plastic, or a thin piece of leather. Now what we want to do is make a C shape with our hands. Keep them right on the corner. You're not going to be pushing in very hard, you're just going to keep it right on the corner. You're going to be using the inside of your finger and moving back and forth. This is called waggling. There's going to be a thin layer of material that's created, a thin edge. And I like to push the rim out to where it's almost level with the ground. You can see how the material is now going to be just guided out through the shoulder, out the spout. And some people choose to put a small handle on the back from here all the way down to the foot, or they can put like a casserole strap on the side if it's a larger version. It's another one of those everyday use items I use all the time, and it's just very useful to have around. Every spout takes practice, but go ahead and give it a shot. Okay, it looks like my batter bowl slash egg whipping bowl is perfectly leather hard. You can see here that the spout area is a little bit delicate and is slightly higher than the rim of the bowl. I always like to put it down to see if that's going to affect the trim. It may go ahead and distort that, so I'm going to go ahead and just add some little pieces of clay temporarily. And hopefully that will protect that fragile edge. When I'm centering, I like to look at the edge of the pot. I don't really look at the foot or the rim. Once I feel like I have it centered, I go ahead and lug it down. Three or four lugs is going to be good. Remember, a lot of times I'll go ahead and give myself a target. If you don't like your target, you can just erase it. I'm going to leave a little bit wider foot on this one for stability reasons. From this line to this line, it's all going to be gone. Remember, when you're trimming the side of the pot, have the tool in the palm of your hand, index finger right behind the blade, and hold the tool really steady right at 3 o'clock. I like to have the tool almost straight up and down until I get to my target line. Then I'll blend that line into the form. Notice how my left hand is just gliding along the top. The left thumb is also touching the tool, and that's just for stability. Oftentimes the tool really wants to get away from you. When I'm trimming the top, I really like to have hold the tool like a pencil. And remember, you're just following the form that was created on the inside. A nice foot is a visual beginning of every pot. It also minimizes the amount of material touching the table or whatever surface you put it down on. You do not want a sharp edge on your foot. You want to have all edges nice and rounded. This is going to absorb any blow might occur when you put it down on a hard surface. Okay, that looks pretty good. You definitely can see the difference in the form. It was way more bulky before. Now we have a nice visual beginning. And hopefully that'll be a nice functional pot.